Hey friends, this is our final video in the Make Ahead Meal Prep series. This is taco meat. So together we just made this meat with peppers and onions in it, and that's for fajitas and quesadillas. So that's 2. And then tacos here, 3. And then this is enchiladas. Instead of putting it in a dish like this, I need to save a little bit of freezer space. So this, I put them inside the tortilla bag and stick them in the freezer. You can either eat these as burritos and make it like a grilled burrito where you heat it up on a pan, like microwave it to get it warm and then heat it on a pan to sear the edges, that way it's not soggy, or actual enchilada by putting it in a pan like this and topping it with enchilada sauce. So that is 5 meals. Stuffed peppers, 6, and then these wontons here, taco wontons, is 7. 7 ways to use taco meat. So you cook the meat once, you cook it one way, and then you make all these different things in a short amount of time, put it in your fridge, put it in your freezer, whatever you want to do with it, and boom, you got a whole bunch of meals all set up and ready to go. So now I'm going to show you how we do it. Now that everything's cooked and smashed up into pieces, this is where you just let it sit and don't stir it for, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, and it'll start to brown on the bottom, and you get your extra yummy flavors from your browned beef when you do that. So we're just gonna let it sit. All right, it started to smell different. I could smell the browning happening. Let's take a look. Handed. So yes. It is browning. I need both hands. I'll show you what it looks like after I stir it up. All right, got those brown bits. The steam's probably in the way. You can see like right here. Yeah, we got brown bits all over. So that's extra flavor. And then the bottom of the pan has brown bits stuck to it. So we're actually going to scrape those up by using the liquid from the bell peppers and onions. We either do that or we might try to scrape it up when we add water for the taco seasoning. Either way, we're going to get that flavor out of the bottom of the pan too. Next step is to drain the grease. So there's a bowl catching it all down here. You can see this is pretty fatty meat. It's not the best quality. You buy what you can afford, right? So while it's still hot, we're going to do this in batches, and everything's going to go into one large pot here. If we try to cook everything in one pot, it would just take longer, and it would be less surface area here to do the browning process. And this also frees up this pan, because then we can use this pan to cook peppers and onions and get all the brown bits scraped off the bottom here. See all that yummy goodness? I know that the fat and the grease is flavor, but that's too much. Just from this little bit, look how much is down there. So we got to get rid of that. All right, we got our meat cooked and drained and over here. And we're going to prepare some onions. This is my compost container. I got some I got some cheese shredded up right here. And then I rinsed this out. We're going to use this to shred up. I put the slicing attachment on. There's a gnat in here. Get out. What was I saying? Oh, I got the slicing attachment on here for the onions. So we will slice up a whole bunch of onions and cook them with these peppers. These are peppers from the garden that I cut in slices and then froze. And it's completely full, so we're definitely going to dig into those. Yeah. Cut and peel the onions and slice them up. Let's check this size and see how it works. Sure, that'll work. Kind of. They made rings. I need to put the onion in a different way, I think. Oh well, it's fine. By the way, these beautiful onions are from the garden as well. The onions and peppers are. So, pretty proud of that. We did make a video over harvesting the onions, if you want to watch it. Pretty sure it's called Harvesting Onions. Or How to Harvest and Store Onions, actually might be what I called it. Cool. Oh, these are nice. Oh, that is perfect. Oh, that's way better than I would ever do by hand. Awesome. All right, let's get these on the pan. So the liquid from the onion will help deglaze the bottom of the pans, and that's what we're going for. And salt helps it kind of like draws the liquid out. So we're gonna salt. I need more salt. There you go. And it's good to salt all of your ingredients so that way everything has a depth of flavor. Now let's add those peppers. These are still frozen. I just pulled them out. My hand's freezing. Ah. All right, look, just from scraping, we've been getting the brown bits up. Get in there. Get in there. See? Comes right up. Look at that. Awesome. Get that extra flavor in here. Okay, now just grab some garlic that we preserved together. Just froze it in little balls. So we're going to add some of that when the stuff is softer, because I don't want to burn the garlic. I just want the garlic to be softened and fragrant. So whenever these onions and peppers have cooked down and softened up, we'll add the garlic. In the meantime, we got our ground beef here and taco seasoning. So I made this in a different video. You can watch it if you want to. It's taco seasoning from McCormick's.com, their recipe, and it's absolutely delicious. So this is about 8 pounds, which means that a third a cup here of seasoning to 1 pound. So we need 8 of these in here. I could weigh it, but I have to dump it out, tear the pot, or tear the container I dump it into, but my big bowls are all being used right now. So we're just going to do 8 of these. Try 2. 1. 2. I'm going to end up making a huge mess. I think I need to get a spoon and scoop it out. Got a spoon and I got some water. In order for the seasoning to mix with the meat, you have to add water, just like it says on the back of a seasoning packet. And then you just cook it down until the water's gone. We'll probably need more water than that, but I just started with one large mug. So that's 3. About 7. All right, that's about 8. So this whole mason jar was about 8. So it's a good thing I made this whole thing just for today. We'll adjust the seasonings as needed. We're going to put this on the heat. I just kind of want to get a feel for it real quick. Yeah, let's get more water in here. Okay, just in another mug full. And we'll keep cooking this until the water, all the liquid has been reduced out of it. Just need it to get the mixing going. I'm doing the mixing here because I'm letting the onions and peppers do their thing over there. And then I'm going to combine them onto one pan and put this on the other pan next to it, or the other burner next to it. The 2 burners up front on my stove are bigger, and the 2 in the back are smaller. And I just want to use the 2 bigger ones up front. It'll go faster. All right, sizzling away. I'm going to go ahead and add it over here. All right, we got this burner cleared off. Put this on there. It's like it's on medium-high back there. This is 2, but I think we're going to go ahead and turn it down a bit. Things are softening up quite nicely. There's some back here that aren't yet, so I think maybe this is not centered. Yeah, maybe a little bit more like that. Of course, as soon as I stir it, it'll move again. Anywho, this still needs more time, so we'll let it do its thing. We'll let this heat up and we'll give it another stir. All right, first on the agenda is stuffed peppers. All these peppers came from the garden. And you can do it however shape you want to. You can cut it in half and make little boats, or you can do this. This had a bad spot, so that's why it looks like that. In the end, it's not going to matter. You'll see why. That'll work. I intended on thawing these out before this, You know what? Let me see. Yeah, because when these thaw, they'll all fit in here perfectly. But I forgot to do that. So forgot to thaw everything out. All right, let's get our garlic out. I think I'll put one chunk in the vegetables, and then this garlic is pretty potent. Normally I would put more than just one in all this meat, but it is potent, so maybe I'll add another one that's just a little smaller. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Okay, the meat's almost done, but the garlic needs to thaw and cook inside of it. So while we wait on the meat, we're gonna start getting our tortillas ready. We're gonna warm them so that way they fold better. Okay, we'll warm up these. I think there's 10 here, so we'll start with this. Probably a minute. Okay, the meat is done. The garlic has completely thawed out. Do one more good mix. Make sure there's garlic throughout. Okay, now this is the easy part. We're not going to worry about adding our pepper onion mixture to this because peppers are here, and then I don't need to worry about onion. And then we're going to try to fill the peppers with meat. Not completely yet, just partially. And it's okay if the meat gets in between the peppers because it's just going to be a big dish that you're going to scoop out in the end, and you're going to have meat on the inside and outside of your peppers. And then when you cut into it, it's going to go everywhere anyways. So you just put your peppers in here, and then you just get the meat in and around, and that's good enough. Oh, before I get too far, you know what I should do? I should probably taste this taco meat. I haven't tasted it yet. Yep. That's good. Plenty of seasoning. If anything, it might be a little too much, but there's no going back. Okay, so these are roughly a half to a third filled with meat. Let's put a cheese layer in there. I already shredded this cheese ahead of time, so you didn't have to watch me do it. And it's a mixture of pepper jack, cheddar, and Parmesan. Yum. Let's add more meat. Okay, that's plenty of meat. Top it with cheese again. Okay, that looks good to me. All right, stuffed peppers are completely done. Sitting back there. Those are going to go in the fridge for tomorrow's dinner. Now we're going to start making our enchiladas. Tortillas are nice and warm. Do a little bit of cheese. Some meat, and then our onion, pepper, and garlic mixture. Ah, it's hot. It's a little bit more than I wanted on there, but oh well. Okay. If you watched the breakfast burrito video, I showed you how to roll burritos. I'll slow down on this next one to show you, just in case you didn't see that video. Got our cheese, got our meat, and vegetables. Okay, with the warm tortilla, we found out that the warm ones work better, which I knew, but I just didn't do this step. Didn't really think about it. Anyways, tortilla's nice and warm, so it's malleable and it'll stick to itself. Okay, let's grab the sides, spread her out, go all the way over and push back. Tuck in your corners and roll again. And then the heat and moisture will basically make this tortilla stick to itself eventually. So we're going to lay it like that. And they should stick to themselves or close to it, but they're going to keep their shape because tortilla is so nice and warm. And we're going to make all these the same way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so normally I would put these in a pan just like this one here, a 9 by 13, and freeze it like that. But I'm really, really low on freezer space, like it's bad. The Garden Harvest was very plentiful, and I just have so many things in the freezer that I need to use throughout the winter. Can't use it all at once or process it all at once. So my point is, this will take up less space. So we're gonna put these back inside the tortilla bag, and we'll stick them in the freezer. I'll label it enchiladas. But if you were to make your enchiladas, then how I like to do it, because I don't like soggy enchiladas. It grosses me out, and I do not like it. I do not like cutting into it, and it's just this wet, soppy tortilla with all this stuff inside going everywhere. So what I do to make the tortilla firm and hold its shape, just not gooey, is I lay these all out in a dish like that, 9 by 13. Or if you want a smaller batch, then just use a few in an 8 by 8, 9 by 9, whatever you got. Lay them out, put them in the oven and bake until you see a golden brown on top. Take it out, add some cheese, and then add your enchilada sauce. I prefer salsa verde for my enchilada sauce. So a green enchilada instead of a red enchilada is my taste preference. So we'll make salsa verde later, and we'll probably prepare the enchiladas that we just made right here with it. So that's what we'll do in the future. So for now, I'm storing it like this, but if you were to make yours now, then I just told you how. If you don't care, you don't mind it being soggy, and you put it all on top and in the oven all at once, then go for it. Whatever you like. Okay. Awesome. We got all 11 in here. Just squeeze the air out. They won't be in there for very long, so even though this isn't like a freezer bag, they'll be fine. Stick them over here. Okay, next is fajitas, and it's basically just this mixture here. So for tacos, fajitas, stuffed peppers, enchiladas, and I was gonna try taco wontons, but I forgot to pull them out of the freezer, the wontons. So I have them thawing. Let me check on them real quick. Okay, so for the fajita mixture, I usually do chicken fajitas, but we're doing taco meat, which is awesome as well. Actually, we used a lot of meat on those stuffed peppers, so it's kind of getting low. I think we'll still, the wontons don't take that much meat, so yeah, we'll still try that. We'll still do that. This is fajitas here. Okay, that's a decent consistency of meat and peppers and onions here. Let me see. Just scrape all this together and see what it looks like. Because we might use this little bit here for our tacos, to add to our tacos with some cilantro, roll it up in with the meat and cheese, roll it up in the tortilla and eat it. So it'd be more like a burrito, not a taco, because we're using the bigger ones. But whatever. Let me see. Okay, based on the amount of meat we have left for tacos and taco wontons, I think I'm going to put a little bit more vegetables in here and save a little bit less for tacos. Okay, so we got a fajita mix here. I'm going to show you an amazing way to make the fajitas. You can just throw them in the oven, or do this. Get your oil, get a little bit of garlic salt and sprinkle it in there. Get a tortilla. Mix up your oil and garlic salt. I just did a tiny bit because I'm only making one. Spread it out. On one side of the tortilla. Flip it over. Do a little bit of cheese on one half, and then the meat and pepper onion mixture. the last of the shredded cheese. Oops, guess I'm gonna have to make some more. And then fold it over. Make it flat like that. I got the oven heating up to 375, it's whatever. 375, 400, something like that. Oh, give me a sec. I injured my back and I can't bend and lean. Toss that in there. It's just one. If it's multiple, it'll take longer, but since it's just one, let me put a timer for like 6 minutes. We'll see. Okay, we got the fajita meat set aside. Now let's do our taco wontons. Gotta get out the muffin tin carefully. Okay, I don't have the patience to shred cheese. I'll do that in a little bit. So we're just gonna use some Parmesan. It's already shredded up. Open this up. So wontons here. Wonton wrappers. And try to open. Okay, and I'm not gonna bother with muffin tins. Put your wonton wrapper down in there. A bit of cheese. Okay, put that down there. A little bit of taco meat. And then boom, like that. Do that a couple more times. Okay, let's check on that fajita and then we'll put these in the oven. Fajita needs more time, so we'll set these aside. Okay, last, and basically already done, is tacos. So this meat will just be for tacos, plain old meat. It's getting close to being ready. This meat's still greasy, even though I tried to drain the grease out of it. So I can see the grease starting to pool, or like leak out the side of the tortilla. Oh well. There's our fajita. The oil makes it give a nice crisp crunch to it. And then, like if you don't want a nice crisp crunch to it, then it would be a quesadilla where you just like put it on a pan on the stove and flip it. So you can do that. You can make it as a stuffed quesadilla. I like fajitas a whole lot, so it's crisp, not burnt. And then the garlic salt on the outside just gives it a nice flavor. As soon as it enters your mouth, it's like, crispy and salty and garlicky, yummy. And then the insides are amazing, of course. So I'll let this cool down and then I'll give it a try and see if it's any good. Let's put these wontons in. I'm not sure how long they need to go in though. So we still got the oven set to 375 and maybe I'll just try for 6 minutes. I don't know. Ooh, nice and gooey on the inside. See? Still hot. Still hot. But that's so good. It's perfect. I don't think the wontons are done yet. Got a new microwave, so I'm getting used to it. While we're waiting on the wontons, I think we should take a moment to mourn the garden. We had our first frost last night. Look, things are shriveling up. So on the bottom of the screen is carrots. Those look fine, of course, but then there's a bunch of tomato plants that it shriveled up. They were perky and green yesterday. And then, kind of hard to see with this stuff in the way. But yeah, the garden's coming to an end. Except for the carrots. And the peas are okay over there, all those back there. Well, it's focusing on the netting, but so sad. All right, I hear the timer going off. Let's check those wontons. That's how they look. They don't seem super crunchy. They're still soft, but there's a lot of browning going on here. So wait, don't think I want to cook them any longer. I actually haven't made this yet. Been meaning to, had those wonton wrappers forever. I saw it on TikTok, so I wanted to try it. That one came out. Some of these are gonna need a little bit of persuading to get out. Let me get some tongs. Cool, we'll let them cool, we'll give them a taste. Okay, I'm not very patient. And I'm starting to lose light. Like it's only 4:16, but it's really gloomy outside. So, well, maybe I need to rewatch that video. Because this isn't very good. Maybe I should look at a recipe. I mean, it's okay. Like, I'll eat it. And I won't give it to the dog because of the garlic. But it's weird. I don't know. I probably made it wrong. But anywho, it's a thing. I saw it on TikTok. It's a thing. All right. Well, this is what we did today. So just to recap a little bit. You got your fajitas or quesadillas, however you want to make them. Got your taco meat and your side of peppers and onions. You can do fresh onions, cilantro, salsa, corn salsa, pico de gallo, whatever. Whatever you want to put in your taco or burrito. And yeah, you got the meat for it already done in your fridge or your freezer. This enchiladas or burritos, however you want to make them. Either heat them up, then grill them up so all the edges are crunchy like a grilled burrito. That way there's nothing soggy. Eat it that way, or actually make it into enchiladas by putting it into a dish, covering it with sauce. And then we have our stuffed peppers. And then, well, that's the fajita I showed you how to make. And then we have our wontons. So 6 awesome ones. The 7th is not so much, but I want to try it, so I'm glad I got it done. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the series. And if you haven't watched them yet, just the videos right before this. It's the chicken one, ground beef one, and then a breakfast one. And then this one's taco meat. So if you do them all over a few days and stick stuff in your freezer and your fridge, you're good for a few weeks on dinners. And this really didn't take very long at all. I probably would have been faster if I wasn't getting angles for you with the camera. So I can't really give you an exact time that it would have taken, but it really wasn't very long because it's one kind of meat made just different ways, like not hard at all. So have a wonderful day. Feel free to subscribe and like and comment, and I will see you later. Bye.